All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. I got it.
Watson on first down. Buying time to his left. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Pushing his way through. A big play there on the first play of the game. 47 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 12 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins is going to fire one deep open, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one, and even 50 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 19th touchdown now on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
He's mine, he's mine, he's mine. 50.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Come get some. Come on here.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson sliding out of the pocket. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every...
Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Watson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to go down again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right down behind center. Going up top. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So after the penalty, they're back to where they started, 3rd and 10.
41's coming. 41's the mic. Let's go, defense.
Off the play fake, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
These two teams all tied after one. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
And let's pin the mirror.
Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Now, remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Fresh off the pick six, it's Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Watson now to throw. Dancing to his left. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the
touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it, being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Come on, let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And Diggs has it. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 57 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll run for it with Cook. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
On second down, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll run for it. Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. Joseph now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now it's Watson. Keeps himself upright. Stepping up. He's going to keep it. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Flush to his right. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their third of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
Third and long. It's Watson. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to go deep. He's got it at the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's where having a mobile quarterback really pays dividends, because that old school stand in the pocket, make your throw guy, he doesn't make that play.
In addition to the mobility, how about his eyes? Just kept them downfield, locked on the target, created a big play out of it.
Didn't matter the chaos around him. He still found his guy.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Here's Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Good route here. Let's go. Let's bring it. Hey, Haywood.
Play action now. Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Final play of the half. Cousins over the middle, and it's incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now Cousins going deep for Diggs. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys have now moved out in front. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
24. Mike 54. Check.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. I got it.
Maybe a free play for Watson. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You say you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right, Andre, how much you needed? Go ahead and get...
And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And the Vikings pick up the football. And now look at him go. The 20. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
You must be 29. Hey.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Head coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. He may try and run, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson keeping it himself from 10 yards away, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
No. Davis from the top rope. I like it. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go! At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On the ground, it's Cook. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
I'm here all day.
Play fake. Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back now in Houston, all even as we get ready to start the 4th. The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Yards on the return that time, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of this.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is caught. What a grab at the 8. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Gun.
Throwing, Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A gain of 6 there on first.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end. Take some easier completions.
Interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A first down carry now for Miller. Escapes the defender. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Miller. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Making the stop there, Daniil Hunter.
2nd and 10 at the Vikings 21-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Flushed out right. And he's got his big tight end here. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a first down in field goal range already. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice.
Cook strip, the ball's out. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
On first down, it's Miller. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Set.
54 Mike. I'm scared.
Mike 5.
Mike 5-4. Big stop.
Back to throw. With a catch made by Hopkins. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Texans have retaken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Extra point right down the middle. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Mike 54. Quit talking about it and bring it. Mike 54. Right there, 54.
Now it's Watson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Set. 19. 54 is down. He's coming. You get block me. You get block me.
They'll look to throw. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Texans first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
I'm set. 19.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Watson now to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Intended for DeAndre Hopkins. Incomplete. He was covered by Trey Waynes.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Watson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. DeAndre Hopkins once again the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
One last throw here for Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? You know, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for Minnesota, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Houston, it's a tough blow to their playoff